Let us hope that this is working this time and it's not going to get kicked off. And I know I didn't give anybody warning, so some people are going to be logging in as we go. So the idea is to start doing some more of these lives. I'm going to start off here on Facebook for a couple of weeks, but I'm going to ask you to start subscribing to my YouTube page. So if you go to YouTube, Vince August, you'll see I have pretty much all of the videos that I did in 2020 during the pandemic. I have a couple of other videos up there. So yeah, start subscribing to my YouTube page because by 2021 we want to go there. Now, just to give you a background on what's happening, I am working with a couple of people. I have even a management company working with me. I have a couple agents in California working with me to try to get something done with production companies and network and something like that, so that you don't have a disaster and you don't have me in my office and just kind of doing situations like this where I have internet troubles and everything else. Um, so there could be something happening in early 2021 or nothing. We'll see. Some people like, look, if you just go YouTube live, you can go viral, you can go crazy. And I'm like, I don't think this is the type of thing that goes viral crazy like that. I think this is the type of thing that I build my audience. And then you people tell other people, and you're like, listen, this guy sends some stuff that seems to make sense. I see what goes viral. And we've been looking at some of the stuff that goes viral. And one of the things that blew my mind that I had no idea there was an audience for is women trying on clothes. There's actually women that just try on clothes and they're like, look, here are 5 dresses I have, and I'm going to try on these dresses. But it gets even better than that. They try on bathing suits. They try on like stiletto heels and mini skirts and jeans. And I'm like, well, since when is this a thing? And who is watching this? Because look, if you're a guy and if you've ever gone clothes shopping with a woman, it is a traumatic experience. It's probably the closest you're going to come to actually serving in war. If you ever have a girlfriend, a significant other, I don't care what it is, go jean shopping or bathing suit shopping with someone that doesn't like to try on clothes. It's and you sit there as a guy. The only way I could describe it is like you're like a dog in an animal shelter that's just like scared that you don't know this could be the day that you get euthanized because you don't know as a dog if you're in a kill shelter or not a kill shelter. That's the kind of fear that you have. Um, so anyway, this isn't. I don't think this is the type of thing that goes viral. This is the type of thing that hopefully you guys start to enjoy. We start building an audience, and we go from there. One of the things I wanted to do, and the whole point of doing these videos, is to kind of play point counterpoint with some of the things that are in the news to show that not everything has to be a war. Not everything has to be a battle to the death. That there are places that we can start off in agreement and then kind of work our way backwards. Or if we're far apart, we can still bridge a gap and get closer. Like one of the things I wanted to talk about, which is the thing in the news right now, is the vaccine. And the number one side effect of the vaccine so far seems to be that if you get the vaccine, you immediately tell everyone that you got the vaccine. It's almost like being a vegetarian. Like everyone needs to know that you're a vegetarian. And listen, and I'm a pescatarian. I'm breaking chops, but it's a true thing. It's what happens. Um, for the people out there, just so you know where I'm coming from, I am not an anti-vax person per se. In fact, one of the great books I've ever written is something called The Elegant Defense, The Extraordinary New Science of the Immune System by Matt Richtel. Okay, read this book. It's a great book. It's one of these books that talks about how our immune system works and how vaccines work along with the immune system. Now, having said that, I think, look, you have to get certain vaccines, tuberculosis, all that stuff that we know it works, it protects kids. However, I want to qualify this. I am not a medicine person. I am not a person that is looking to get online to get this vaccine. I'll be honest. But it's also my lifestyle. Okay. I'm a pescatarian. I'm almost a vegetarian at this point. I haven't eaten meat in many, many years. I am the type of guy that when I go food shopping, I read the labels. I'm the guy in the aisle reading the labels. I know what pretty much everything in my house is made of in terms of food. So, look, I think there's a hierarchy here for people that should get this vaccine. Obviously, the elderly should be first, obviously people with pre-existing conditions, and work your way backwards from there. I don't think this thing should ever make its way to kids, because one of the things that we've seen is this disease does not affect children. And I think you have to start looking at certain classes and say, look, this is not a for everybody vaccine. One. Two, the survival rate of this vaccine and the therapeutics out there, from what we have seen, are pretty tremendous. This vaccine has a what? A death rate, if you're under 65, of like 1%. I don't know that that qualifies as an illness for everyone to line up and get a vaccine. Um, and just look for the people out there that are like, oh, but you have to save other people's lives. See, this is the weird thing about this. So if you're concerned with the elderly, if you're concerned with the compromised groups, if they all get the vaccine and they're vaccinated, okay, and I don't, well, I'm not putting them in danger. They're vaccinated. And then if you turn around and say, well, hold on a second. Yeah, but we don't know if the vaccine works like that. You can still get them sick. Well, if the vaccine doesn't work, then what the hell good is the vaccine? So there's this weird kind of thing. The other thing is, look, I'll be honest, and we've talked about this for how many years? None of us trust pharmaceutical companies. And all of a sudden, they have managed to go from, this warp speed is what it's called, zero to cure in a matter of 9 months. And we're just going to blindly trust Moderna and Pfizer. So the pharmaceutical companies, the same pharmaceutical companies that we call villains, the same pharmaceutical companies that we hate, now all of a sudden we trust completely. You have to understand that people have certain trepidations about that. Not only that, if you look at the information that we've had, look, let's be honest, this thing has not been handled well by anybody, whether it's been the governors, whether it's been, the CDC, the World Health Organization, the NIH, Dr. Fauci, everyone has kind of made mistakes along the way. So for people to just turn around and blindly now trust Pfizer and Moderna, look, you have to understand people have some fear. Can you at least, for the vaccine people, all I'm saying is, can you at least appreciate that? Can you appreciate the fact that there are people out there that are like, look, I don't trust pharmaceutical companies, one. Two, whenever I hear about drugs coming from a pharmaceutical company, then I hear about all the side effects that comes from the drugs of the pharmaceutical company. So while it takes care of one thing, it seems to give you a whole bunch of other things that you don't want or don't need. And then three, look, there are some people out there that are healthy. Hey, look, I have, to be quite honest, I've played by the rules. I've worn a mask everywhere I've had to. I've socially distanced everywhere I had to, but I really haven't curtailed my activity to the point. Well, as soon as gyms open, I went back. As soon as restaurants were open, I went back. So it's not like I've been hiding from society. I've been careful, and hey, knock on wood, I haven't gotten this thing. So again, I think when it comes to vaccines, I just want people, the vaccine people and the anti-vax people, to kind of have an understanding of where everyone's coming from. In terms of the vaccine people, look, we know, and for the anti-vaxxers, look, we know that there are vaccines that work. We know that there are certain things that just work. And these are the vaccines that we're giving kids. And some people are saying, look, they're tied to autism, they're tied to that. The science I've read doesn't seem to suggest that, but I know there's arguments against it. And for the people that are very pro-vaccine, listen, from the people that are anti-vaccine, just understand the skepticism that we have right now towards science, considering how many mistakes they've made this year. And then finally, there's the aspect of, look, this thing should protect the people that are vulnerable. It shouldn't be an everybody situation, because not everyone is as susceptible to this thing. Okay. We know it doesn't affect kids. We know that there's people under 21. It's like infinitesimal. I don't think anyone that we know has died under 21. Then when you go 21 to 50, the numbers are still very, very, very small. So that's my take on the vaccine. And again, the point of these things that I'm doing and the point of these videos is to just kind of give people a perspective that there's two views. And it's not this isn't put on your battle armor, grab your sword, grab your axe, and let's go to war with each other. It's just an issue of, look, yeah, I get it, man. Look, you don't trust pharmaceutical companies, neither do I. Okay. But we're trying to protect people. And then the answer to that is fine. Protect the people that need the protecting first. Let's see how that works. Give it to the older people, give it to the vulnerable, and then let's go from there. I'll keep wearing a mask, I'll keep playing by the rules, but don't force something into me that I don't want. The other thing is this, look, a lot of the people that tend to be anti vax also tend to be super healthy people. Okay. I look, there are people out there eating McDonald's, drinking Diet Coke, whatever. You want to inject the vaccine? Yeah, sure. Why not? What else? What don't you have in your system right now? You got every other chemical. You might as well put something you don't know what it is. You seem to trust everything. There are some of us that are super healthy that are like, listen, we don't want that crap. I broke my leg. Um, I told them, get the morphine out of me. Don't give me the oxycodone. I don't want any of it. And they're like, you're going to have a lot of pain real fast in a week. I'm like, fine, I'm not a drug person. So just to keep things in perspective, there's points and counterpoints to everything, people. And again, it doesn't have to be a war. So that's my take on the vaccine situation. Now I want to give you to break this up and always have something fun. I always want to end on something fun and something kind of enjoyable. So when it comes to Christmas, I have to tell you, I have done the caroling thing. I'm pretty sure I went Christmas caroling when I was a kid in Hackensack. I think at some point in time, St. Francis School made us go Christmas caroling. So I've done that. I've done a sleigh ride in a one horse open sleigh. I've done a lot of stuff when it comes to Christmas. There is one thing I've never done, and there's a couple reasons why I've never done it. I have never built a gingerbread house. Never. All my 51 years, never built a gingerbread house. It was something that was in an Italian house. What are you going to build a gingerbread house? Imagine an Italian building a gingerbread house. Do you know what we would do to that gingerbread house? It would be like a condo development. Like we wouldn't know where to stop building on a gingerbread house. We would have like zoning, an Italian building a gingerbread house. We would have plumbing and electricity in the gingerbread house. So that's probably why we never did it in my house. Um, the second thing, you know what, is just one of those things that never appealed to me because from what I can see, no one ever actually eats the damn thing. It looks like it's something that's just built. You put on a piece of cardboard, it sits somewhere in the house. Maybe you pick off a piece and then you take it and then you dump it in the garbage, which is another weird thing because I have a thing about throwing out food. It's one of my pet peeves. I do not like throwing out food. I will eat leftovers. I'm the type of person that when I did eat meat, the chicken was the bones. It looked like it was something in the Museum of Natural History. The bones. It looked like it was fossilized dinosaur on display. So yeah, so I'm one of those people when it comes to that. I don't like throwing out food, but it just seems like one of those. I don't know, like ultra sweet, more of a decoration and not like Christmas cookies. Like I know some people get crazy with Christmas cookies. I get that. That I get. The gingerbread house seems more like an activity, not really going to eat it. I don't know. You guys have to tell me what the gingerbread house. I don't get it. It's something I've never fell into. So, by the way, leave comments. Let me know if you watched this live or if you watched it after the fact. Let me know what the thing is with the gingerbread house. I'm going to respond to your comments as best that I can. I don't get it. I see a lot of people doing it. Um, and is it meant to look really good? Is it a gingerbread house competition like the Christmas lights outside, or is it more just nah? We let our kids put crap all over it, and it's meant to be a fun thing for the kids. Um, the other thing that this year, I don't have kids, so I don't understand the elf on the shelf thing. I'm assuming this year it's got to be impossible because the kids are always home. They're learning from school. And from what I understand, you got to move this thing and it like it watches the kids. And it's kind of like, a spy in the house to make sure the kids aren't, which is kind of weird because between the Ring doorbell and all of the other gadgets and everything, really, no one's, I think you pretty much know everything that's happened to the kid. And if you give the kid the vaccine, well, then we're definitely going to know what's going to happen to the kid. It's a joke. It's a callback to the vaccine that I started with. It's not a microchip. I understand. It's a real vaccine. Um, so, anyway, this is the first live. I'm also going to still do some fun videos. But here's the way it works on Facebook. If you put something and load it on YouTube and then you put it as a link on a Facebook thing, it doesn't, it doesn't, people, the algorithm blocks it or whatever. So if you're a Vince August fan, if you're enjoying these videos, I'm going to start off. I'm going to do like a couple of live a week. I may do some location stuff where if I'm in a mall or here or there and I see something, I may just go live suddenly to cover a topic. Certainly, if I can do the man on the street thing, I'll do that. Um, if I can have guests, I'm going to try to have guests so I can have people bounce this stuff off of each other, then try to end on something funny. But eventually, these are all going to be YouTube. Hopefully, I get someone to help me produce these things, will make it look better. So you're not just seeing what you see in the background. I'm going to also try to do some of the comments and the questions as we go along. In fact, I'll do this now. Mary Lou Ramos, are you getting it, the vaccine? To be quite honest, I'm not getting online to get it. I'm going to let the people that need it get it. I don't think I'm one of those people that need it. I'm probably, with the exception of actual injuries that, they're injuries. I think this is the healthiest I've ever been in my life. So I'm going to let everyone else do it, and then we'll see what happens after that. If it becomes mandatory to fly and work what choice do you have? If listen, I want to travel at some point in the future. So if I got to get on a plane and I need a vaccine, I guess I'm getting it. So this is the first one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give me feedback. Please give me comments. Let me know when the camera's screwing up, if the picture's not good. Again, this is the first run. We tried it last night. There was an internet disaster. I know I ramble. I know I talk fast. Hey, it's the delivery, man. Get used to it. Spread the word. Let me know, and I will answer all your comments. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night.